And we are on the line this morning, getting the bottom line on this storm front that's approaching from Matt Rinde with AccuWeather. Conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. He is in high cotton or high snow or something. He's in something. He's in for it. He's Matt Rinde. Hi, Matt. Good morning.
I'm high on coffee, that's for sure.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, caffeine.
Yeah, well, we understand. You probably have to keep yourself up for stuff like this when it's coming because you never know when to go to bed.
Oh my, yes.
All right, Matt. So what's going on with this thing? It looks like it's going to be pretty dangerous.
That's could be about as perfectly stated as possible. I mean, it is going to be a dangerous situation. We do have a little bit of light snow to start off today, and that's going to be actually the least of our problems as the morning moves along here. Going to be some slippery travel, but the worst of the activity is going to get underway here a little bit later this evening, and then really continue overnight as we see the main part of this first storm move on through. Now, again, we're looking for accumulations probably in the 2 to 4, 3 to 6 range. A little farther north, you're going to see a little bit more snow. A little farther south, you're going to see a little bit more of sleet and the freezing rain. So I would like a 2 to 4 range in the city itself. Go Crimson Hawks. And
go stay home, Crimson Hawks.
Yes, go stay home, including my daughter.
Oh, yeah, does your daughter go to IUP?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. All right. Well, Matt, the really concerning thing is that after all of this gets through, you said first storm. That indicates there's something else coming?
Yes, sir. Unfortunately, the next one is coming in late Wednesday night. It is going to be of similar aspect. We're going to start off with snow, although I think it is going to be heavier snow. We're going to probably see a good burst of snow, about 4 or 6 inches of snow on the front end of the storm, and then it's going to start to mix with sleet and freezing rain again Thursday afternoon before transferring back to the snow Thursday night, maybe another inch or two there.
Jeez, Matt.
Yeah, I know. I'm full of good news.
Well, that's one word for it. I can think of others.
Yes.
So we're talking
full of news. Full of news.
We're talking 3 to 6 with some ice, and then we're talking another 4 to however many with more ice later in the week.
Yes, that's about right.
Wow. Okay, so timing wise, of course, you've told us that we're going to get sort of like a break here in the middle of the day, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty light early on here, and there's going to be an initial break, probably from the late afternoon to the early evening, and then after sunset, we're really going to start to see the moisture fill back in.
Now, this isn't something that we typically get. It's not unusual for us to get stuff like this, but it's not a typical type of thing. So what's happening atmospherically that's causing this?
Well, you may or may not have heard we have the polar vortex situation where there is a generally rotating area of Arctic air that is continuously spreading the colder air southward. Storms tend to like to build around these barriers where there's warmer air just to the south and very cold air to the north. Creates a compact situation where storms like to form, and that is where we stand, where we're right in the middle of, or right in the barrier between those two things.
Yeah. Matt, one of the interesting things to me this winter is it seems like Indiana County's in some sort of a trough where we're getting slammed while counties around us seem to be relatively better off. That's not typical, is it?
That one's pretty hard to, imagine that there's one thing that's causing that. I mean, if you tend to be in a valley situation with mountains around you, that can prevent you from seeing the worst of conditions.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not because your daughter goes to IUP that we're getting this stuff.
No, thank goodness.
I just thought you were sending her a little love note there by sending her some weather.
No, indeed. Yeah, she's on her own.
All right. Well, this has really been something. This winter, Matt, overall, we certainly have had worse winters than this, but this one's a lot worse than it has been in recent years. And it's almost like the typical winter that we used to get around these parts.
Yes, I agree. The last few years have been either at or even well below average. So probably since 2015, before we had maybe a little bit of above average That year, 2010, was another busy year as well.
Mhm.
But this one, like you said, it's more typical of a February season.
We don't. I don't expect you to have these numbers right at your fingertips. But what is the snowfall amount for this winter? Do you know?
I can find out in a matter of
Shuffle.
moments. You just have to type a few keys and then learn some codes, and hopefully you don't take too long to scramble. 41 inches so far.
41 inches so far, and I could push a little bit, Matt. So I'll say, well, what's typical?
Well, I would say actually about 41 inches is typical for this time of year so far.
Okay.
And I believe we're close to 60 for an average. I can't remember that offhand.
For the winter.
Or the winter.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we were talking earlier this morning about people who are, the town officials, the state officials are saying, okay, well, do we put down salt now, or do we put down anti-skid now, or do we put down nothing now because we're just going to plow it off? So they have to make their decisions, and they'll rely on people like you and AccuWeather to do it. Hey, Matt, thanks for being with us today.
My pleasure.
All right. We'll talk to you again.
Yes, I hope so.
All right. Use leaded coffee.
Yeah.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS. It's 101.1 FM and AM 11.6 FM and AM.